This is Carolina Hawkman again. I wanted to do a little bit of an experiment. Now, a few minutes ago, I showed you this hood as it was painted yesterday. And we talked a few minutes ago about the fog over here. And I just painted it again. And you can see now the gloss has filled in. There was some down here also. Now part of that has to do with the fact that these old hoods are pitted with rust, and depending on what angle or how square you are, and what I mean square, if you're spraying down like this, your fog's going to go there, and part of the pit for rust is not going to get paint in it. You have to be pretty square. Sometimes I'll sit in a chair and paint just to make sure I can keep it square. But now something else happened that we were talking about. Notice here, I pulled here and went back with my can. See the fog that came over? So see, that's why when guys show you the painting, they say paint to the end all the way to another end and carry it out a few inches beyond that, because you want to get coverage without leaving the fog. So Hawkman, what are you going to do about this? I'm glad you asked. The good thing about clear coat is that clear coat will make that go away. It'll also equalize the look across a piece, which is really a good characteristic of clear coat. But like paint, you have to be careful to make sure you get that even spray, that completeness when you go over it. So just take that in consideration. This is a good example. I'll let this dry. The good thing about it is it was completely dry, and then today I came in and I just filled in that. When I sat down and I got this light, you can see the reflection behind me shining on it. I could see tiny shade of gray, which means I didn't have a good even coat. I don't know if it'll come across. If you notice on this D, something else, let's see, let me see if I can, right there, something else to be careful of. Cobwebs. What you're seeing is a painted cobweb. Now, my shop, like a lot of people's, I have a closed-in area like this. I really like my shop. But I'm not going to paint in this area because it's going to leave the fumes in here, and fog will get on everything. I found that out. I sanded and cleaned up one of my hoods, or two of my hoods in here. It took longer to clean the shop up and get and I've already got about half the dust up off of things. I had to take everything off, and you can see down below all the junk I've got on my shop bench, and I had to take all that off down there to get all the dust all fit. But coming into my main bay, you can see, you know, I don't have a ceiling, but I was thinking it's going to be too much to heat and cool this area, and that's why this is my main work area on big pieces. So this is where I normally paint. But when it's open like this, you've got more open area. You have the door up and down. There's more of a chance of spider webs getting in and on your work. So you can see, when I saw that the other day, that brush laying on that weight, after it dries, and I know I'm going to put another coat on, I'll go ahead and use that. It's good to use it right after you prime, and then if you're going to put a second coat of paint, go ahead and do it then. And it'll get rid of the cobwebs and any dust that has settled on it since then. This is something else I wanted to show you. Oh, these are great, but you have to understand it's not your finger. Your finger on a spray can of paint can have even pressure on the little push button thing. This is going to hit a portion of it. These are great, don't get me wrong, but test it before you start painting. First of all, to make sure you don't have any sputter going on the piece, and then to get familiar with what kind of touch is going to get the paint going. But you see right here, this is a David Bradley weight that attaches to the rims here, and there's one on the other side. I got one David Bradley, and you know the thing of it was, I got it so long ago. This one here, and I can't figure out how it was attached. You can see the attachment holes. They don't line up. I'm thinking that I would probably have to run a bolt here. Well, that won't work either. I'm not sure. Maybe it'll just sit. Y'all have seen David Bradley's, and they'll set a weight right here. Maybe that's what I'll do. But you see, it was yellow at one time. I'm going to go ahead and make it yellow, David Bradley yellow again. I'm getting ready to make another video, though, of valve stem. The hole for valve stems can get real messed up, and we've got a secret of how to fix that. Talk to you later.